Alright, to start out, I pull back the tarpaulin here. You can see where I overhang the flashing. Naturally, I'm going to trim that off because the drip edge is going, after I tar this, put a roofing cement on here. I put the drip edge over, and then I'll put small nails in here because I don't want them to be coming through here, at least wise sharp points coming out. Before I can do anything, I got to cut a piece of plywood that's going to sit right on here. So it's going to almost come out to this old drip edge here. And I'll just probably cut this back, or maybe I'll just nail this back in. The drip edge from this will meet to this, and there'll be a V in here. So what first I got to do is I got to put a block behind here so that I can butt the two pieces of plywood up and screw them in, because there's no place to screw on the bottom part here. So this will be nailed here, and it'll be nailed here. So I'm going to take a measurement and make that piece up now. Alright, I painted the hell out of it with black paint on the edge of the plywood here. Of course, this has the oil base on this section. This is this 22-inch section here, but up here, and I'm going to continue doing that all the way up here. I got this piece in here, 1/2-inch plywood, and when I get ready, I'll just trim this back and I'll put the drip edge on. But before I put the drip edge on, I'm going to lay a bead of roofing cement on here. On the rafter side, naturally when I nail the drip edge, I'll nail it right into the joist, because the plywood comes even with the end of the rafters. So there's no problem on this end. It's here, it's fine, but when I get to here, I don't want nails coming through the 1/2-inch plywood. Now I can rely on the roofing cement to hold the drip edge in place, but I'd rather not do that. If you take a look here at my old section, how I did it, I used 1-inch sheetrock screws, galvanized. They don't make them anymore, they're 1.25 inches now. And then cut them off with a bolt cutter and put silicone over so you don't get sharp, you don't get cut on them when I paint up underneath here with the brush. That's how I held my drip edge down over there. But I don't even want to do that. I want to find some real short screws that are going to hold it. Well, this is the poor man's way. Just like the Bodywork series, this is the poor man's way of protecting the wood. You want to do it on the quick, because we ain't got time for this crap here to dry. This. Some of these places in here on the inside, it was still wet, believe it or not. So I'm taking the oil-based black aerosol paint, and I'm soaking the edge of this plywood in about 2 inches or a little or so inside. I already did this, and I'm going to go over this, and this is the edge where the drip edge goes. And I'm going to be coating that, and then what I'm going to do when I do the drip edge is as I said, I'm going to lay a bead of roofing cement down first and put the drip edge on top of it. So this way, if any water does get in there, it's not going to delaminate the damn plywood, because this plywood is exposure 1 as well as the sides here. So I was going to originally paint this, all the edges with this, but that's going to tie me up. This stuff dries pretty quick, so I'm just going to go and I got it. They're only $1 a can at Home Depot, so I got a couple of aerosol cans. It happens to be black. You can only get the black or white, and that doesn't matter. I'm just going to paint it, and up underneath here, just on the edge, all the way around, all the way around here too. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing any roof work today, but the series will continue. I got the piece in here. I didn't make a block down at the bottom, but I'm not worried about it. I'm going to put roofing paper, the 30-pound felt, is stapled here, and just go right down. I'll tar it onto here. And then this edge here will get protected too with this oil base all-purpose spray enamel that just protects the edge of the wood in case some moisture gets in there, which I wouldn't think would, but you never know. Alright, I got the top and the bottom painted. That took almost the whole can just to do that. Hope the hell I don't have to go out and buy another one. I got one more can left. I'm going to try to do the other two sides. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, some of this I'm not going to be able to videotape from here. When I work on the other side, I'll probably set a camera up somewhere over there. But right now, I'm going to be putting a drip edge in. Before I do that, I'm going to lay a bead of the caulking, the roof tar, the roofing cement up here. And this is the flashing. I had to cut it back. And this is where the other drip edge comes down. This is the valley here. This is the V here. So I'm going to put the drip edge right here and continue up the road here. So we're going to lay a bead of roofing cement all the way up. And the drip edge is 10 foot long, so we'll have enough to go down the other side a little bit, and then we'll continue on there. It's very awkward to work and do the videoing too, but when I get further along, I'll be up there and I'll set the camera on a tripod. Maybe I'll take the tripod, fold it all down, and bungee cord it to this tree over here. And you'll get to see me work on this side and on this side. I still have to spray this with the black paint, but I figured what I'm going to do first, before I continue any further with the black paint, is I'm going to take care of the drip edge on this part here. And the drip edge is going to be tarred at the seams too, so there's no chance of leaks anywhere, although all my roofing goes over the top of the drip edge, even the 30-pound felt. It's glued down just like I did on my porch on the other side of the house there. Alright, well, of course I got the 2 gallons of roofing cement, but this is the cartridge. I only got one of these. Oh, I figured I'd just lay a bead and then put the drip edge down on top of the bead, and I'm gonna tar the hell out of the top of the drip edge and then put the 30-pound felt on top of that when I do get to it. Alright, time for the drip edge. Well, the nails are coming through. I'm just going to cut them off with a small bolt cutter I've got. If I use roofing nails, they'll come through just as easily, and they're a little harder to cut off with the bolt cutters, but I'm going to continue nailing, and then we got to cut the middle there and let it come down. We got to put a cut on the edge there so we can bend it over. So I'm going to continue nailing this off camera here so we can save some video here. I don't know how well you can see, but I'm going to cut the middle of that so I can bring that down. Branches are in the way here. It can't work good. I gotta cut them back. Well, this part of the roof sticks out further than the old roof. Now we're gonna have to do something with this corner here. We're gonna tar it and silicone, whatever we have to do. Anyways, here's the drip edge, and with the bead I laid here. And we use number 3 nails, but they still come through the bottom. And we continue on down all the way to the end, and we'll trim off the end afterwards. I wouldn't depend on just the glue holding it. You can see nails come through here. There's nothing I can do about it. Now on the front side, I'm going to have to use screws in that, because that overhangs 1/8 of an inch, and this wood is going to be bouncing, and I can't nail on bouncing wood. You need a nail gun to do that, or a brad nailer. And I don't want to use brads in this because the heads are too small. So I'm going to use my small bolt cutters to cut off the nails. They'll still be sticking out a little, but at least they won't be hanging down that long. Now, you come up the ladder with me here. Alright, now I won't have that problem with this drip edge because I can nail the drip edge here and here right into the joist, so you won't see it coming through the plywood. Under here, I had no choice. I had to take and cut the nails back, and they're still sticking out about 1/4 inch. Now, we'll leave this overhang. We put the next drip edge, and we can wedge it up underneath here a little bit. It doesn't really matter. I can butt it. Actually, no, I better not. I gotta do the ends, hang them, fold them over. So we'll drop a drip edge here. Before we do that, I gotta get the black paint the edge of this plywood, and at least on the top, because I only got 1 can left, so I'm gonna concentrate on doing the top and the edge. And then I'll put the drip edge down on here. I might get the drip edge in today anyways, but I won't get the 30-pound felt. I doubt very highly I'll get it on. The 30-pound felt is going to be, this is going to be tarred with the roofing cement with a trowel, and the 30-pound felt will go right over this and trimmed over, just like I do on all the other roofing. Then the rolled roofing goes over the top of that. This never goes on top of the felt. I've seen some roofing videos on YouTube that shows that the slope part there goes under. It doesn't make any sense. You want it to go on the wood first and everything over, just like on the lower edge here, and you just tar it. That's the way I've always done it. Well, I might have enough to do the bottom and the top. Right now I'm concentrating on the top of the plywood and the edge, soaking it right into the edge of the plywood. I don't expect it to get wet, you know. You know, when I did the old shed years ago, I put rolled roofing right on top of that. Of course, I didn't know better. I bought OSB crapboard, but I didn't put 15-pound felt, 30-pound felt, or anything on it. I didn't know about that, you know. I didn't want to spend the money just like now. It's not that I don't actually want to spend the money. It's just that I can't. I don't want you to think that I'm crying poverty, but, you know, when you're retired and on a fixed income, and you're doing these jobs yourself, you got to do the best you can with the materials you got, and sometimes the job takes longer, you know. People have commented that you know, I'm very active and everything. Well, actually, I get 1 or 2 days a week that I can work on this. The rest of the time, the weather isn't good. And by the time 3 o'clock in the afternoon comes, my lower back and my hip joints are bothering me and everything else. But you don't see that, you know? You don't see that on video. Oh, I'm lucky I got enough drip edge. Good thing that guy gave me that drip edge. Although drip edge isn't all that expensive, but every dollar counts. Well, we're gonna go put that up here now. But before I do, I gotta put some more roofing cement on. I gotta lay a bead of roofing cement on underneath the drip edge. Probably don't have to, because it's gonna be tarred over the top, like I said anyways, but I've got it, I might as well put it down. Got to relocate the ladder here, so we'll do that off camera so we don't waste the video here. Well, as you can see, I got the drip edge in. I just got to nail the left side and the extreme right side, and then I got to trim off this corner right here and fold it over a little bit, and then we'll work on the other part. When it comes to doing this part here, I'm not going to try to use those number 3 galvanized common nails like I've done on the others, nor am I going to use roofing nails because they're going to come through, and this is an overhang, it's going to look like hell. So I'm going to find some small screws and screw the stuff in, and I'll probably take you up on the roof to show you that part of the job. How's that sound? Alright, this is how I finished off the end here of the drip edge. What I got to do is take a C-clamp and try to push this piece down because I got tar up underneath it. Try to push that down. I can try to clamp it between the wood and that, because I can't clamp it here. The clamp slides off, but I can do it from underneath with a larger clamp. And I don't want to use too much of the roofing cement that's in the tube here, but I got the gallon cans, and I'm going to tar this up way back to here maybe, and then when I put the 30-pound felt over, it'll all be glued down the edges, and then I'll put weight on it like a board or something, and clamp it down to hold the edges down like I did on the porch a few years ago, or last year actually when I did that. I'm going to still take you up on the roof, but I want to finish this, get this taken care of, and as I go along I'm pulling back the tarpaulin and I'm putting weights on it. In case I don't get 30-pound felt on it today, I can put that tarpaulin back down on here again, and if that's the case, I'll just put a little pieces of the 15-pound felt on top of the tar so that the tarpaulin don't stick to it, so I'll be able to reuse the tarpaulin again. I don't know how well you can see. I got this tripod up, bungee cord to a tree, and I can't really see the viewfinder very well. But here we go. We got to paint a little bit on the edges here. I'll come down and stand on a ladder and do the edge on the other side. I reached as much as I could off camera and did this. The beauty of using this is it dries pretty quick. It soaks into the wood and it'll help it a little bit. It's not going to be 100%, but you know, if I can't finish the tar paper today, I'll put the tarpaulin back over, but I'm going to try to get this drip edge in here. Well, friends and neighbors, I don't know if you can see this or not. I can't see the viewfinder, so I'm estimating, but I'm going to put the drip edge down. Now, I decided not to waste that glue, that roofing cement on that. Instead, I'll just put it on the edge between the plywood and the drip edge. So here I'm going to use small Phillips screws, and I'm going to take an ice pick and just an awl, actually, AWL, an awl, and I'm going to punch the holes in the aluminum, and I'll just screw it to the wood. The screws are only about 3/4 inch long, and they'll be just about right. I won't have to worry about the points. The points aren't going to matter if they come to just a tiny bit. I just didn't want anything sticking way down where if I'm painting I'm going to have a problem hitting them. Now the first thing I want to do, get my hammer. They got little tiny screws. Phillips. I can just barely feel the point coming through. Perfect. Let me get too rambunctious with the screws here, I'll be running out. I'll go into my little drawer to get these out from hundreds of other different size screws that I have in the drawer. I don't know if I'm still in camera or not. If I'm not, still can't see the viewfinder, but alright, anyways, I got to get down off the roof. I got to cut that edge out so that it'll drop flat onto the roof. I already made the necessary bend in the middle here. Like I say, I don't know if you can see that. Well, we're going back down and take care of that. And I'll be back up on the roof in 2 shakes of a coon's tail. On the roof again. I just can't wait to get on the roof again. The old goat is on the roof again. Well, now we're going to nail in the screw in the drip edge. I trimmed it off down at the end down there. I got to finish up the corners, but I'll do that on the ladder off the building. Screwed up earlier down the road here. What I'll do is I'll just put a bead of tar right here instead of just trying to put it in there, because it wasn't too accurate when I put it in there. A lot of it was way out here, so not that important. What is important is when I put the 30-pound felt, I'm going to tar about a ½ inch from the end of this here, so it doesn't start dripping on the white part where it can show, and just put the 30-pound felt down, and I'm going to staple it up. My staple gun working. It wasn't firing the staples very well the last time I used it. So, we'll see. That's the blind man to the deaf mute. Again. I just can't wait to get on the roof again with the old roof goat. What the hell's the matter with this screw here? Oh, don't tell me I got one that has no screw. You ever get a screwed up screw? Has no something out. I got nails, but I don't have any damn screws. Well, I gotta go off the roof. The roof goat's gotta come off the roof. I gotta get some more screws. Preferably one with a slot in it that I can use. Oh, the roof goat's getting down off the roof again. Oh, man. Oh. The roof goat is back on the roof, ladies and gentlemen. Now that I got some screws, I can start screwing. We'll get one in the corner, but before I do that, I gotta get some tar in there. So I gotta get the roofing cement. Shoot it up under the lip yet. Only need a little because the hole, it don't matter. I use my fingers as a spreader because I don't have my trowel up here yet. It don't matter because I've got tar on me anyways. A little more tar ain't gonna hurt me. It makes my Sunday best clothes look even better. Alright. Now I gotta change the sharpest all around. I got two pieces of metal to go through here. I'm gonna take a 1.25 inch sheetrock, galvanized sheetrock screw and put it in there because that's right in the corner and you're not going to even notice it. I want to make sure it holds both pieces down. So I'm going over there to do that. I'll be doing that off camera because I got to blow my nose and I don't want to do that on camera. I'll give you a little tour here. I'm ready for the 30-pound felt. Now, I just slapped some roofing cement in there, but the whole thing is going to be covered with roofing cement anyways. And if I have enough of it, I might even put a thin coating on the plywood before I put the 30-pound felt on. I'm definitely going to do the edges several inches in. I'll take that clamp off down at the end. I already put a screw in there. And of course you can see the black paint that I did. That helps a little bit. Down here, of course, is the oil-based primer from that other piece there. So what I'm going to do is to roll back the tarpaulin. I'm doing it in such a way that if I have to close it up again, all I got to do is push the edges of the tarpaulin over. One way or the other, I got to cover it. I can't have Sammy walking on tar. I need to get some water in here too. And then of course I got to fix the rest of the roof. So I'll probably come back on this video here in a little while here. Don't go away.